the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. I am the one and only Evan J. Thomas. The show can be heard on the Badass Radio Network and be seen on the Badass Productions YouTube channel and on our website at badassproductions1.com. So this show, Better Listen Up, is actually going to be the second podcast and basically taking over for where the Badass podcast preceded it when I started it back in 2015. So that show had about 78 episodes. It debuted on June 1st, 2015. This show, Better Listen Up, basically debuts on June 1st, 2022. And this show is going to be more topic-based shows. So unlike the Badass podcast, where when it started, it was basically a radio show where I played only music and had some little bits in between, stuff like that. And then it turned into an interview show where I interviewed bands and artists and musicians and actors and athletes. I did all that, but I'm still going to kind of keep it that way, where I'm going to do some interviews, but we're going to talk topics on specific things that kind of are in the media and stuff like that now. And also, it's all going to be music related or somehow rock and metal related shows. And I want to bring all this to the forefront. Actually, this show, the first one, episode 1 of the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas show, is going to be kind of centered around social media and TikTok and what you need to do as a band nowadays in 2022 compared to a few years ago. So, and later in the show, I'll be interviewing JC Dawn. He's a DJ and video guy. He also does TikTok. He's huge in that and has been doing really good on the TikTok and the Reels scene on Facebook as well. So the reason why this episode is being featured where I'm doing that is I saw a post last week, May 27th to be exact, from the drummer of the band Small Town Titans. He put this up and where he was talking about TikTok. So I'm going to kind of just read it on what he posted. So here we go. In regards to artists being told you need to be on TikTok right now, let me tell you, yes, you do. In another 6 months, maybe less, you're going to need to do something else that's new to you. It's what you signed up for. He had a good talk with his manager about TikTok 2 weeks ago. Said, okay, man, the first thing I do every day is I check my email. Should I be making a TikTok instead? Well, the manager said to Johnny, well, that's exactly what you should do. It's part of your job now. If you worked at Starbucks and started at 9 a.m., you would get up, throw your uniform on, and be brewing coffee by 9 a.m. That's how you must treat TikTok. So this is where I'm going to go with this as well. So here's the rest of the post. Resisting change is a death wish. Today, you're an artist. Not only must you make TikToks, but you must continue to regularly post content on traditional socials as well. You must also be writing new songs and constantly making them better, something we are really starting to learn, as obvious as it may sound. You must also learn how to design merch, both for online store and physical sales on tour. You must hire someone who knows how to do it. You must find someone to ship the product or do it yourself in the beginning until you can't handle it anymore. You must rehearse and not remain rusty for touring. You must engage with your fan base constantly online by answering comments and messages. You must practice your instrument craft. You will have to learn how to drive a larger vehicle, at least a 15-passenger van. You must be available 24/7, 365 days in case anything goes awry or something all of a sudden must be done. You must create a budget for marketing your songs and content and monitor it regularly to see what is working and what isn't. You must be adaptable, as anything can change at any moment. You must have a plan for your music after you release it. You must book your own shows until you can't handle that anymore. You will eventually need to build a team. Right now, the band has a manager and the business manager, a publicist, a booking agent, and a marketing team. You surely will face stress from all of your uncertainties. Exercise is highly recommended to not only deal with some anxiety and depression, but to further drive home the discipline it takes to run your career like a business and be in shape for being on stage. You must surround yourself with supportive people who trust you. Your spouse, family, etc. must be very flexible and understanding of your career choice as well. You must do all of that I just mentioned. This is to top off that, like he says here, this is basically off the top of his fucking head. So this is a job. If your commitment remains unwavering and everything you have put together is marketable, slowly you hope to shift some of that responsibility on a team that you are building. All of this is a path one chooses to avoid the suit and tie affair in a cubicle. You will cry, he says. You also get to experience life in ways you couldn't even dream of. You have memories and moments that will make the entire journey worth it. This is the life of an artist in 2022. Now go make that damn TikTok or reel, as he states. So yeah, there it is. That is what basically social media has become in 2022 for bands and artists and, to everyone the like. It's basically promoting yourself, promoting your craft, promoting your music in a different way. And actually video is the way to go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a quick little break. I'll be right back. And with me, I'll have JC Dawn, and we will definitely talk basically everything that he knows currently about how he is developing his TikTok. So thank you guys for listening so far to the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. I got to get used to saying that because I'm not used to it yet. I'm used to saying the Badass podcast, but it is Better Listen Up with me, Evan J. Thomas. We'll be right back. What's up, everyone? This is the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. I am Evan J. Thomas, and on the other side of this screen here is Mr. JC Dawn.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
The host on the Badass Radio Network and has some badass shows on the station. So today we are actually going to talk about how TikTok has basically changed the game of social media. And I had shared a post the other day from a drummer from the band, Small Town Titans. Yes, that's what it was. And he talked about how artists need to be on TikTok right now, or you're falling behind the game. Now, JC, on the other hand, he's still in a band, still doing the music stuff, doing obviously radio and other things as well. And you are now monetized on TikTok.
Yes,
correct?
TikTok and Facebook, actually.
And I still really have no fucking clue how this really, I know how it works, but being the old man over here, I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to work for me. So explain to me what you think has worked for you and how you think this benefits bands going forward.
There's multiple things. So with the TikTok platform, what I've noticed, there's multiple things that's going on. There's either people with a niche, they're either an artist of some kind, paint, there's some really bizarre art out there too. I see one guy that draws with like 2 pencils at one time, and he's got like something in between him, and he's got like 2 different drawings going, and they're 2 different, completely different drawings, and he's just wiggling. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But there's either like, and there's niche markets, and then there's people that are just like genuinely themselves, you know what I mean? And they get a following from that. I'm more of like somewhere in between, because I do have a niche market. I'm radio, you know what I mean? Like I'm radio, I'm music, and it's pretty much hard rock and metal is what, But and then how the funds generate, I guess, would be through your followers, your fan base. It's basically crowdsourcing up until a certain amount of followers. They gift you, you go on, if they like what you're doing, they basically tip you.
Okay.
It depends. I ask a lot of my followers not to do it because it makes me feel strange. I don't know why, but it really does. I ask a lot of my followers to not tip or gift me because it just makes me feel awkward. I don't know why.
Well, here, think about it this way. And now that you just mentioned that, think about it like you're giving them a service that they're not getting from anywhere else. So it's kind of like an entertainment value that they don't know where else to go to get it. They're not doing anything else. They're not watching streaming services. They're not watching, Netflix or anything like that. They're not paying for OnlyFans, or they're not paying for Patreon. They're looking at you. So right now you're the source of that entertainment. Actually, I
And
just thought about that just now. So there you go.
that is kind of what so TikTok itself calls it gifting. I've changed the word to tip in my head. When it's a tip, I've provided
Yeah.
a service. So with the word gift, it made me feel weird. It made me feel a bit strange.
Give
So
me, give me. I want.
yeah, in my own head, I'm like, well, if they're just gifting me things, they're just giving it to me. I don't like that. I'm not doing anything. But if I change the word to tip, like on my posts, I use the word tip, for example.
Smart move.
I'll say tips welcome, not, and then I let people know that they're not required. With me, it's more about community, it's more about networking, it's more about who can I meet. I got enough going on, quote unquote, financially to where I'm okay. I use it more for the networking, you know what I mean? And I've met a lot of really cool people on there. I've met a lot of people that are musicians that are making their way and have solely made their way from TikTok, where nobody really have not really played many shows, but are on Apple charts or SoundCloud charts, or and they're never even played a show.
So why is it that it's like TikTok and the Reels have changed the social media game? Why do you think that is now the forefront of basically getting the word out rather than just regular social media? I mean, is it just because more
One,
people want the video aspect of it and the personality toward it?
I feel like a lot of the social media platforms have just become a platform where you gripe, as to where opposed to where TikTok and the Reels that's on Facebook is not really that way. It's a very short, what they used to call them vines a long time ago.
Yeah, there used to be the Vine, which was what, 10 seconds?
Yeah, and the same concept with the TikTok videos and the Reels. Like they say an average of 7 seconds is the best kind of reel or TikTok video to have a little bit of tidbit, insider information. But they say that 7 seconds is the best to have, because that's where, you want, when you do TikTok, you want a consistent follow through. You want them to start watching the video, but you also want them to finish watching the video. And the more finished videos you have, the higher you rate in their system, the more they're going to push you through their algorithm. So it's not, theirs is based on solely like watch time, as to where like Facebook's more based on likes. Like you could have 0 likes on it, but if people are watching it all the way through on TikTok, they're going to keep putting you on an FYP page.
Gotcha. So how much preparation does it take for you to kind of figure out what you're going to do with TikTok? Do you look ahead at like a scheduling thing, or like a specific time of day you want to do this, or how often do you want to do it?
Mine are pretty basic. Like I haven't really gotten into anything too intense yet. Once the MacBook gets here next week or so, things will be changing. I just, the videos that I want to do and the ideas I have, my computer's not really capable of right now. So things will be changing with that soon.
So for the band aspects though, like how do you see this kind of benefiting bands going forward too? Because obviously there's a lot of younger bands that are kind of coming up and know how to utilize that. The older bands are the ones that are probably the ones falling back a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of like everything with just social media anyway. It's like the younger you are, usually you're more in tune.
Just look at these 7 to 30-second videos, because you don't want to do anything over a minute for sure. A minute, you're not going to keep anybody's attention, but just as an artist or a band or any business professional going on to TikTok or this platform, look at it as a 7-second advertisement. And every one of them you do is a new advertisement. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And how you would tag is important. How you make sure you're tagging things with millions of tags. Other people are going to see it that way.
So the way I see it though, when I look at TikTok videos, or I don't really see the art of promotion. I see more people dancing and doing just dumb shit. And for me, it's basically just watching, ridiculousness over and over again.
At the same point in time though, while somebody's doing that dumb shit, it could be the band in the background. Who's that artist in the background? who's that? And that's how
That's how a lot of the music is getting out there. Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the major ways is that's getting out there. A video will use it and it gets out there, you know. And it's a really strange thing. I wish I could have more insight to it, but it's a really strange platform because it's so new, and it's very new to me. And it's very rapidly growing. And if you get in on it, there's a lot that you can learn, and there's a lot of potential money to be made. After you get 5,000 followers, there's certain steps that TikTok allows you to take. After 10,000, you can get I can start appealing to commercial companies and letting them advertise on my lives and things.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm at the very first stage is 1,000 followers, and that's when you can go live, and that's when you can start accepting gifts and things like that. At 10,000 followers, you're able to now my videos, you're allowed to gift my videos. If you like one of my videos, you're allowed to put tips on one of my videos directly. It's either at 5,000 or 10,000 followers. I'm allowed to do that.
How many videos do you normally do per day or per week? Do you know? Have you kind of figured it out?
Varies. It varies. I've been really last week was crazy with homework, so I didn't do too many at all. The ones I did do would be like a shot of the mosh pit at the Dying Fetus.
Yeah,
I
saw a few of those.
And I've got a combination one being made that I'm going to be adding to TikTok here eventually, because there was so many weird mosh pits at that show.
There was the Centipede one.
The Centipede, there's the push-up one, there was a Robo one, there was
the Robo one would be more of like an Amon
metal thing. Yeah, but they did it. They were doing it. They were having a good time. And it was an intense show.
So you put all that together, you kind of put the reels together, but some of those videos, like you go live a lot, which I see. So your live videos, like how long do you normally go on those? And like, what do you discuss? Do you just discuss what you're doing? Do you kind of promote stuff? I mean, do you do a little bit of both?
Tonight on TikTok, I'll be live from anywhere from 7 to 10 or to 7 to midnight, one of those two, anywhere in between. I karaoke DJ on Tuesday nights, so part of my regular karaoke crowd has become really involved in the TikTok thing with my TikTok live. I've actually been incorporating it into pretty much everything I do. I've started incorporating it into my shows. We pre-record our shows, as do most people in radio in 2022, right? We pre-record our shows, but I found a way to be able to incorporate a live audience. How do I do that? Right through TikTok.
So in that process, you basically do your little talk breaks or talk segments live on TikTok, and then obviously you put the show together as you go.
Yeah, I've been doing the whole thing. So typically I arrange my music ahead of time, and then I do my talk points after that.
Yeah, I did that on Twitch. I did that a couple of times on Twitch, and I only had a few followers at the time. So to me, it didn't really pan out, but obviously I didn't give it time to grow either.
In the last 2 weeks, I've gained 3,000 followers on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm almost to like 4,000 followers on TikTok right now. But I've got some videos that have like 40,000 views, 26,000 views, and that's all just the luck of the draw, honestly. And that's the thing about TikTok is you could spend 2 years planning out a video and it be the most epic video in the world and it not go anywhere.
Well, because if you think about it, and I hear this from my 17-year-old son, he goes, anything that's too overproduced won't get the views.
Well, and that's the thing. Our generation, we wanted overproduced, right?
Exactly.
We wanted to see big Hollywood productions.
I don't want to see people just going.
Yeah, but see, their generation is completely different. They grew up with the big Hollywood productions. See, it was new to us, right? Now they're like, nah, dude, we're done with it. Like, it's literally been there. What more can they really do with it? Honestly, everything looks real already in cinema. How much further are we going to go?
So they just want real people doing real things and making
they want real people doing real things, whether it's be making a fool of themselves, whether it be sharing their music, the connection is what it is with them, with their generation, and it's more connection based, I feel. And that's where TikTok really lets you, because I can sit there and talk to my live audience. You know, you can do the same thing on Facebook, but they're so, like, I can't sit there and listen to music, and I can't set the mood on Facebook without jumping through a bunch of hoops.
Yeah.
On TikTok, I don't have to do that. If I want to play Chaos Ordinance's music in the background, I can. You know?
True.
I was actually had Atlanta is Burning, the vocalist from Atlanta is Burning was on my live the other night, and I just threw their music on. I was like, hey, he popped in here, I'm gonna throw the music on. Everybody check them out, follow, subscribe. And that's what I really think is really beneficial, because if an individual musician or band or whatever can get the following by doing, you know, nifty little videos while they're out on tour or doing shows, or, you know, one thing that I think a band can do is when you're on a stage and there's a crowd in front of you and it's a decent sized crowd, take a video of that. Not everybody in the world gets to do that.
No,
So
that's
people
true.
get to see that view, that's going to help you, you know.
Yeah, it's basically stage promotion,
Exactly.
live stage promotion. And obviously the people that can't be there then get to see it and kind of see what everybody's kind of looking at.
Yeah, it's I YouTube was a lot more, you know, because YouTube was the big player before, right? And now YouTube's actually jumped on. I don't know if you've seen, now YouTube has YouTube Shorts.
Yep.
Because they're jumping into the whole Reels / TikTok thing. And, you know, I think it's got a lot to say, you know, a few things about the human attention span. And a lot just about how busy we are as people. You know, how much do we absorb? How much do we intake on a daily basis? And how quickly can we do it is kind of what's going on. And that's where TikTok and the Reels are reigning supreme right now, because I don't have the time to, you know, sit and absorb or read or flip through 50 things on Facebook to read about, you know, your release of your album. That's going to take me 20 minutes to read, when I could simply see album out, here's 15 seconds of the song, and then I've got that imprinted. And now you can hit, there's a save feature on TikTok where you can save the videos. So you can either like save them or favorite the video and go right back to it, and you can be like, oh, what was that? That, you know, I used the Chelsea Grin song the other day for a video I made, and I was like, what was that song? And I just saved it in my favorites. Then I can go back and make the video later.
So you guys are watching the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. With me is JC Don. We're talking TikTok and social media and just how things are progressing in 2022. Where do you see this going forward? I mean, obviously you and I discuss once in a while how video is the way to go. We need to stop doing all just little just photo promotions. We have to do more video stuff. And I've been kind of harping on that, which I'm trying to get into a little bit more. You've already been doing it. Some of our other hosts need to do it a little bit more as well. But where do you see this kind of going? I mean, is there an ultimate end game for things, or how is this going to go?
No, I think what we're going to see is more and more platforms going, you know, this route. I think that as things evolve, crowdsourcing is going to be a huge part of it, and that's where TikTok's kind of reigning supreme right now. You can't quite do that on Facebook yet, unless you're like, some people can, and I think they give what you can give as stars. I think some people have them, but you have to have like a ridiculous amount of, you know, and most people didn't have that kind of following on a regular page because you were only allowed 5,000 friends or whatever for the standard page. So it was kind of ridiculous. But after 1,000, you get 1,000 followers on TikTok, you're allowed to start crowdsourcing. If your fans like what you're doing, if they want to fund and help you grow what you're doing through that, they can. And that's just really cool.
Do you ever think that this can get oversaturated with way too much of it? Will people get bored out eventually out of everything that's out there? Because if you think about it, that's usually how the demise of most.
It'll be like anything else. It'll be like anything else. I feel like you're going to have your people that are the big winners in the situation, and then everybody else just kind of fizzles, you know what I mean? There's the big ones, your A list, and then you got your B list, just like in any other celebrity status, you know what I mean? I'm definitely C or D or E or F list on the TikTok world, because there's some people with some huge followings, you know what I mean?
Which is crazy. And obviously taking little aspects out of what they do might actually be something we should look into. Just, if you're looking to kind of do something like that, make money on it, go forward with it, and promotion is, kind of research other people.
I think like I just said before, though, I think a lot of the big market players in it are already there. You know what I mean? I think a lot of them
Well, I'm not, but I will be. So get ready.
No, and I'm not saying that, but the average person, you're not going to be able to make a living on TikTok, but you'll be able to make something on TikTok.
Well, what have you been pulling in, Mr. JC Don?
I've been doing all right. Like I've if I wanted to, I could probably make a living. I'm just being honest. Like if I wanted to, I probably could. I'm very adamant about not, like, before I thought about the tip thing, I've been very adamant about, I've started to change that. And I started to say that tips, like I said, tips are welcome, because it really did. It made me feel weird. And there's also like battling where you go on there and you talk with your, somebody on here. It can be a random TikToker. And the point is to like make points. Those points come in the form of likes, which you can give three points you can get from each person from them tapping. And then any points after that from that person have to come in the form of coins. Coins come in the shape of real money. Okay. So when people are battling, that's where a lot of people make the real money. You know what I mean? And then other people with huge followings, just constant.
Now, I know there's a lot of talk about, kids nowadays with anxiety and social issues and stuff like that. And obviously, the whole gun situation and school shooting. So I'm not going to get into any of that part, but do you think this actually would harm psyche of, people who aren't strong enough to be able to, be told no or get put down or stuff like that because of this social media stuff?
I mean, we're already past that point. We're already past the point of no return on that. Like, we can either go here nor there, and we can sit there and we can blame this or we can blame that, and we can say this is that. But people are already drained. People are already to the point where, if 2020 through 2022 we're not gone yet as a people, we're fine.
Well, so far.
Like, we're fine.
We'll see. That meteor hasn't hit us yet. It's coming though. So we'll see how that goes.
Tinfoil? Where's your tinfoil?
Exactly. I just saw something fell off my wall over here. So
where's your tinfoil? I'm losing everything over here.
The amount of humidity in my apartment right now is knocking shit off my wall, and I don't like it.
Yeah, like I got in here today and it was hot because I was at my ex's, but dog sitting for the last 4 days. And I got home today and it was so hot here. I immediately turned the air conditioner on.
Yes. Well, anyway, JC, Don, man, thanks for jumping on so quickly. I know this idea came up pretty quick this morning to talk to you about this, but
I wish I had more insight, man. But it's new to me, and I think maybe in like 3 months' time, we should have this same conversation, because I'll have been in there because I've only been in there for like 3 weeks to a month that I've actively.
You're about a month in, I'd say so.
I've been actively using TikTok roughly just about a month. Yeah, you're right. And but I say we have this conversation like 90 days. Let's revisit this and see where we're at.
I think we should get a little panel going on next time, though. I think we should get a few people.
I've got several other creators that we could work with, and maybe I can. I know another creator. I'm not going to mention him here, but he's able to go live, and he's a friend of the network. So
cool. There you go. Well, JC Don, thank you for joining me today on one of the new editions of the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast, which will be coming soon. You will be hearing it on the Badass Radio Network. That's where you can catch JC as well. Talk about just give us your rundown of the shows that you do so far and where to find you.
So 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I have Dawn Infinite every Tuesday. That's whatever is in my head. Like I'm playing a lot of the up and coming artists. Some people prefer to call them local. I don't like that word. It's limiting. Up and coming artists. So I play a lot of them, mainly them, and then I'll throw a few of the, the current, big tracks on there from big artists.
Okay.
Then on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have the Dreads. That's nothing but new metal, man. That's like my high school time. That's
my after high school time.
That's where I get to feel semi-important for an hour a week, where I'm like, haha, I really, as I'm recording, I'm wearing a pair of Janko jeans and a Kangol hat.
That's what you say you have on too when you do it, and then you have one more show, right? So you do
on every other Friday, rotating Fridays. So we just had it this past Friday, so next week it won't be on, but the following Friday it will. And then that's called The Meltdown, which is generations of metal. I go through your grandpappy's metal all the way to your kids' metal and anywhere in between. And I love that show because, well, I might be grandpa status at this point.
Yeah, you're dad status right now.
I'm dad status.
You're not grandpa status.
Almost. I mean, I could be. My oldest is old enough to make me that way.
So same here. 17, but so, and then are you gonna bring back Bong and Song?
I am. I am gonna bring back Bong and Song, but we're gonna do it as a video format. I'm just figuring out how to do it as a video format. What I want to do is I want to bring on some comedians that I've known throughout the years, that stand-up comedians, and I want to have them review music videos with me, almost as if Mystery Science 3000,
or you can do like a 2022 Beavis and Butthead.
That same kind of concept. Where
let's do it, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna have a different comedian or musician with me, or comedian and musician with me each week, and we sit there and we talk about. It'll be another thing, kind of like Dawn Infinite. It will be the up and coming artists. Hopefully they got thick skin and they can get roasted a little bit, because
there you go. And actually, that sounds like a fun idea, because you can't really do that with bigger bands, because their egos might kill you.
But if I have permission, I can do whatever I so choose.
Yeah, we can put it on. There's a website that I know, and I think that website is badassproductions1.com, where you can check that out. You probably end up finding that on demand somewhere. And then you could probably hear the regular version on the radio, which is, I think, Badass Radio Network.
I mean, it is.
Easy plugs, man. See?
All the plugs. They're not shameless either.
I'm never going to be a shameless plugger. So we have to promote what we do on a daily basis.
Agreed. So, and I can almost do it. I don't know if you're like me, but I could be like, and thank you for tuning into the Badass Radio Network.
I don't even have anything in front of me right now. So
yep. Feel free to check us out on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah, I do the old guy thing, and I go follow us on the socials at Badass Productions 1. Check out our website, badassproductions1.com. The Badass Radio Network can be heard on the Live 365 app for free. So if you're looking to save some money, you could always do that and just knock out those subscription fees and just join the Live 365 app. And you can search Badass Radio Network. See,
sometimes I do all of them, and I add in Pornhub in there.
Yeah, I used to do Tinder, and find me on Tinder and Bumble.
Soon you'll be able to for real find me on OnlyFans, though.
Well, you used to be on there, apparently.
I'm going on there again.
That was one of my jokes earlier for your show.
I've got some stuff coming. You watch.
Yeah, like I said in the roast of you. Has anybody here seen JC Don's OnlyFans? Yeah, that's why he's still hosting shows. So, come on, I still got it. I don't even have it written down in front of me.
Look at. See? That's what happens. But all right.
All right, JT, appreciate it. And until next time, thank you for checking out the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast.
Feel free to tune in every Tuesday night, also at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to my TikTok at J.C.Dawn for
We totally forgot that. And also check out what we really barely have on the Badass Radio Network's TikTok. We will have more coming up, though, I promise.
All sorts of stuff coming up.
Yes, we will get there eventually when I figure shit out.
Take care, guys.
So that was my interview with JC Dawn, and what you heard him say about how social media, TikTok, is basically where it's going to go now, where it's at now, and where it's going to go in the future. So I want to thank you guys all for watching and listening to episode number 1 of the brand new Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. You can find us on Facebook at Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas. We are on the Badass Radio Network. You can check us out on badassproductions1.com. You can follow me on my socials, Evan J. Thomas 1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Snapchat, even though I barely use it, but you can check me out there. Anyway, check out Badass Productions on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, which is where you can see this episode and future episodes as well. If you want to be a guest, if you have a topic or something you want to discuss, if you have something you want to promote, if you're an athlete or a musician or an artist or just anything that you have that kind of has something to do with music. So we're going to get into talking music eventually, depending on what you are and what you want to accomplish. So you can email me or just hit me up at badassradionetwork@gmail.com, or just find me on the socials or badassproductions1.com. So thank you guys all for watching. This was the first episode of Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas podcast. And until next time, I'm out and rock on.